You're getting designer, but you don't always have to pay designer prices. You need someone to help you with your finances. I'm not your advisor. This is not CPA Mike. He's intercepting conversations. He's blocking DMs. He's in there before you know you want to be in there. What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Yes, it is snowing outside and it is cold inside. We've got that freeze. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're brand new, hit that subscribe button right here, right now. And it's the holidays. We're uploading daily. Notification bell. Some would say the LaBelle. Welcome. We're going to have many dad puns. Today we are talking meta Ligue players. Ligue 1. And some of you will say, I know a couple of those guys. So be it. There's still a lot of surprises because we're going to go through every single position. I repeat, all 11 positions on the virtual pitch. No one will be forgotten. We keep everything very transparent, official, and we don't need a whistle. Or we could have a whistle. We do not own a whistle. There could be something in a box over there that resembles a whistle. I did referee when I was like 12 or 13 years old. I did not enjoy being yelled at from players' parents. Not for me. Like this video if you want me to put together the same concept but for players that are outside of the big 5 leagues. So maybe unexpected meta players. Often going to come in on some discount shopping tip. And if you're with that motion, you're feeling those types of festivities, can you tell it's December? Comment below which players fall into that category for you. Because we've all used multiple players, whether SBCs or off-league maestros that have that meta sweat. You know that I know that you know they make a difference. And you often get better value for your pickup or for your purchase. You're getting designer, but you don't always have to pay designer prices. Right back, Golovin. No one is talking about him. He's not getting the recognition. Freeze iteration, brand new, 'tis the season. And it's him and Atal that are the two guys that are really going to make up this position for you if you're looking for meta players. Most effective tactics available. I should have stressed that at the beginning of the video, but this criteria, it's pretty simple. Must be meta, must be in the Ligue 1, and we're going to look at the specific position to position, and there's no price points. That does not come into this equation. You need someone to help you with your finances. I'm not your advisor. This is not CPA Mike, but both Atal and Golovin are pretty special in terms of the balance of statistics that you receive. Highly recommend both of these players, even if you needed to run them as a left back, which you could do, and it brings me to my next position, and I don't love the left backs at all. I think you're kind of limited defensively in the Ligue 1. There's not a lot of depth. I've got Kamara as my almost forced choice for the left back. He's the only one that has a chance of really playing. Could he get into a weekend league? Sure. Are you going to see him in competitive play? Absolutely not. Are you going to see him in a lot of weekend league teams? Also, probably not going to be a common theme or a common selection. It's not that he's not good. They're just better options or easier players to link up. Center backs. We are keeping the theme of not having that many options, at least defensively. Got Jason Neyer. This was an SBC for the rule breakers, 84 overall, early iteration and great value. I think this was 50,000 coins out of pocket. Even to this point right here, right now, if this was released as a freeze foot item, you'd still pick them up at 50 or 60K. In fact, we'll do a stat check. A lot of people forget about this foot item. Just this physicality alone, 88 jumping, 87 stamina, 90 strength, 86 aggression to go with 81 pace on a base foot item before chemistry style. You have the Ligue 1 links. You got the Belgium links. This guy is a monster for an 84. These stats are allocated proper, extra proper. Central midfielders. Center attacking mids, center mids, holding mids. We put them all into one category. The easy player that jumps off the page. A lot of hype common in the FIFA community. Renato Sanchez, the Portuguese Rude Hullet, or some other icon that you'd like to put him in that category. He's already been upgraded. UCL foot item, box to box, true and true. Right body type, right build. The skills are there. Gives you a little bit of everything. That new Marquinhos, I picked him up. I've been impressed. He moves well. 87 overall. A true and true defensive midfielder because he's coming from basically an upgrade with a position change from a center back to a holding mid. So do not expect him to score goals, but he will gallop forward. He will chase back. He breaks up plays. He's pretty relentless. My surprise choice when Mole was dropped as a league objective or an SBC, it was an objective. And I did not grind this objective, but the more and more that I've played against him, I have been so freaking impressed with the goals he scores, the positioning, the 50-50s. I would not have predicted this. Even analyzing his foot item, it's solid, but he could easily end up falling into another middle of the pack type of attacking midfielder, but that is not the case. And if you have him in your squad, you could co-sign that. You've been impressed surprised. You were surprised. You were caught off guard. Last player I'd like to mention, a special shout out, is Andre, the 83 overall, rule breakers. He's similar to Marquinhos, where you're not going to get an offensive type of central midfielder. This is a holding mid, true and true. And if you need that type of role or position, he can fulfill those duties. Don't expect Andre to score goals. Don't expect him to step into space. But if you need a bigger body, he's intercepting conversations. He's blocking DMs. He's in there before you know you want to be in there. Andre can be your guy. Left wingers. Elephant in the room, Neymar. Pretty easy to talk about Neymar. One of the best foot items in FIFA 21. You could argue he is the best attacker. That might have a little more debate. If we're talking about gold foot items, no upgrades, no promos, no chemistry styles, Neymar is nasty. Touches, the 5-star weak foot, the 5-star skill moves, Brazilian. You've got some possibilities there for some of the linkage. Love Neymar. Everyone that plays this year's installment will enjoy using Neymar. One of the prime-time meta playmakers in FIFA 21. Player of the month, Bamba. I knocked out this SBC. Kind of pricey, no doubt about it, but I have played 3 or 4 weekend leagues with him at this point. 2 thumbs up. He's got the pace, he can cut, he can move left, he can move right. He's another asset in the lineup. If maybe you're looking for a link up to Mbappe and you can't afford Neymar, or you're struggling to get him into the squad, you want to experience something different. And last but not least, we have the brand new foot freeze, the position swap Verratti. Ironically, the most usable Verratti's ever been is now as a left winger, as opposed to any of the central midfield positions. He reminds me of an Italian Messi. We talked about it in a previous video, but I definitely think Verratti can have a place in multiple squads, especially if you're trying to mix it up a little bit. The opposite side, the more difficult position slot to fill a role, regardless of what league or what price point. Just not as many options for right wingers. It is getting better. We have seen new introductions. I've got Di Maria, 88 overall rule breakers, who I don't see used in that many squads, and I might have the bias that I just enjoy Di Maria. The skill moves, the movement, his touches, the intricacies. He has this way of being very deceptive with some of his cutting and slaloming in between players. Reminds me of like Mahrez to a certain degree if you want a comparison player, and some people love that, myself included. And I also have Martins, who's an 80 overall, one of the most overpowered players in the game, and I think he has to be on the meta list. I still see him used. Starting 11. People use him because they need the links. Martins makes an appearance and he plays a full 90. And he's still scoring goals. Still getting in behind. Still being Martins. Strikers. Similar to Neymar. Mbappe's going to be on this list. Of course, if you can get the 91, the record breaker, run that up. If not, go get the baseline, the 90. Still going to score goals all day, every day. One of the most dangerous and deadly scoop turns. If a scoop turn could kill, Mbappe has the killer scoop turn. You do it once, you explode afterwards, you're scoring goals. I also have Ben Yedder, the 86 inform. I know that he might not be what he was last year, which was absurd, but this year he's still coming in at a very high quality. He might have a slight downgrade, but in the overall scheme of the game, he's still got that Ben Yedderism. He has this finishing trait that is hard to describe until you've used him or gone up against Ben Yedder on numerous occasions, and you just say, what could I have done differently to stop this man? And then last but not least, might be a surprise, but I have Memphis Depay, the player moments foot item. Obviously has some weak foot issues, but has the skill moves, and he's stronger than a lot of strikers that also offer you these skills. He's able to beat you to the space and then use his body type and the fact that he has strength to make it where you can't recover the way that you should, or that you normally would be able to against a lot of different strikers. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed everything, make sure to drop some love. Let me know in the comments what players are meta that are not in the big 5 leagues. That's Serie A, Ligue 1, Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga. Outside of those 5 leagues, what players have stood out for you? Any position. But I only wish you health, wealth, and prosperity. I have a lot more content coming out for you ASAP.